You're live.
Hello, hello.
Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Hola, Ana. ¿Ya de regreso? Hemos
Como que,
estado
como que pasó mucho tiempo, ¿verdad?
pues 2 semanas, básicamente. O sea, que fue un bastante tiempo. Primero me fui de vacaciones y luego regresé y no tenía voz. O sea, perdí la voz totalmente. Entonces, bueno, por eso no nos han visto, chicos. Gracias por estar al pendiente. Ya estamos de regreso y seguimos con los 13 pasos de cómo comprar una casa. El día de hoy va a ser paso número 8, how to make an offer. And what is it that you need? Okay, what documents do you need in order to present an offer? So that's going to be our topic for today. If you have any questions, specific questions, we are here live. Ana Cabrales is an expert lender with 10 plus years of experience. So if you have any questions, this is the moment to ask us. You can message us, okay? Or if you have any questions about real estate, the market, or anything like that, you can also ask us. We're here for you. And what is the point of this is to add quality of life to you and for you to be able to be educated and buy your own house sooner than later, okay? Not more renting. Anita, so how's everything with you, Anna? Tell me.
Good, good, good. I wanted to thank you because you sent me a client that had a very bad experience
Oh,
with
yes,
another lender.
yes,
They were structuring the loan one way, and then they told them to restructure another. And the customer basically had said, "You know what? It's not gonna work. I don't
yes.
think I'm qualifying. That's why they're giving me the runaround."
Mm-hmm.
So I remember you sent me the client. I talked to them, figured out a way to structure the file legitimately, like in a good way, just explain everything. And we were able to close, and the clients were very happy at the closing. They were kind of like in shock a little bit.
I think they couldn't believe it, right? I mean, I think they were in tears of excitement, right? Because they couldn't believe that it actually happened because they had unfortunately very bad experiences, right, with other lenders and realtors because they also had a realtor before. So I'm so glad, Anna, that they listen, and thank you so much for being so effective at what you do, so good at what you do. So honestly, everybody, I mean, if someone is gonna save the file, it's gonna be Anna. I mean, let me tell you. And if she tells you that you're gonna qualify, you're gonna qualify. Okay, so I always send all my clients to Anna, and I always ask her, tell me the truth. I mean, is it possible, right? I mean, are they ready? Should they wait? So you will get that with us for sure. You're not gonna be there waiting, wasting time, and or people like in this case, Anna, tell them about how her score was coming down. Okay.
Yes.
So
They,
then,
they had pulled her credit and it kind of expired, so they had to pull it again. And then I
mm,
guess I don't know why they had to pull another one when they try to merge her with the spouse instead of using her. I have no idea.
mm,
But because that lender was doing multiple pulls, it was lowering her score. So she was afraid that she wasn't going to qualify because of the score. So it was just the little things that happened. I don't know about the other lender. I really don't know the number of experience, the years of experience, or if they were having a bad day or what. But when I took the file, I kind of figured out about the income, the type of job that they had,
mm.
explained some things that were kind of missing in the file. But other than that, it was a very clean file. It was in a way an easy file.
Yeah,
Um, so I really don't know what happened with the other lender, but it just tells you, I guess, sometimes that experience does matter, or just thinking outside the box. I always try to see the file in through the underwriter's eyes. Okay, what are they going to question on this file? What can I address in advance so that the underwriter doesn't ask me for that because I already addressed it. So I kind of try to predict what the underwriter is going to ask me, and then I come up with a plan with the bar. Okay, explain to me more. If they were unemployed, for example, why were you unemployed? What happened? And sometimes they tell me, I don't know. I'm like, okay, no, I need more info. Were you in the hospital? Was somebody in the hospital? Were you pregnant? Were you so I try to get as much information as I can from the customer so that the file can be more complete.
yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, really, Anna just says something is very important. I mean, we don't concentrate on the negative, right? So we're not going to be talking about what happened because in reality, we don't know what happened. But I mean,
Mhm.
it's so important, right, for you to choose well. You need to do your research, right? Google that person, check the reviews, make sure their experience. before, because remember, this is one of the biggest investments of your life. So I'm so glad, Anna, that you were able. I thank you. I mean, we were in tears, definitely, the time of closing, to see him
Yeah.
so happy, and they could not believe it, right? I mean, you could see, like, I mean, do we have a house now? Is that real? I mean, that is beautiful, right? I mean,
Yes. That's why we do what we do, I think.
exactly. That's what we do because we love to experience those times, right? When you're so happy or finally achieving was one of the main goals, I would say, of your life, right? To become a homeowner. And
Mhm.
this was a young couple with young children. So I think it's even more rewarding. I mean, their first time home is so exciting. I remember
Yeah.
when I got mine, it's so exciting. So
Yes.
thank you so much,
Well,
Anita.
thank you.
So, friends, that you're watching the show today, After Hours Real Estate. Today, step 8, how to make an offer. So, we're going to go through all the details of how to make an offer and what it is that you need to win the offer. One, right? Second of all, the documentation and what is it they're going to tell you and why do you need to do this and the reason why, right? Because, I mean, you always want to know and be educated, right?
Mhm.
So, you want to begin with how to make an offer. What is the first step, right, to make an offer?
So we sound like a broken record, but I guess the first step before making an offer is making sure that you qualify. So
Yeah.
you're going to get pre-approved by a mortgage loan originator and make sure that one, that you qualify for the amount. Two, that you're comfortable with the monthly payment. We don't want you to make an offer on a house that you don't want to afford, or maybe you qualify for it, but maybe once you see the payment, you're like, no, that's just outside my budget.
Mhm.
Make sure that you have enough money for the purchase of the house. So typically, we're gonna give you a pre-approval letter, and there's several different types of pre-approval letters. One, it's a verbal one where the document says, based on what you've told us, you qualify for 200,000.
Yes.
Those I say sometimes they go to the trash because they don't mean it anything. Sometimes they even say, "Have you run credit?" And it says, "No." Have we looked at income? No. Have you looked at assets? No. So
Very.
then what did you do, right? So it depends. Now, if you get a verbal one from a teacher, for example, a person that's salary, then it's going to be a pretty good one because they know exactly how much they make month to month. But if you're going to get a verbal one from an oil field worker that maybe had 20 jobs, then I would say that one you probably need to hold on and make sure that you go and do your due diligence. The
Yes.
other letter is a pre-approval. That one, it says, have we run credit? Yes. Have we looked at documents? Yes. So we usually run it through the system, make sure the system engine gives us an approval. So that's a more solid offer. Why? Because we've gone a step beyond and verified some of the information in the file. That there's two more. Another one is where we actually submit your file to an underwriter, and the underwriter approves you just pending on the house. That's a very strong one because that means that the underwriter has looked at your document and has agreed with the income that we have determined. So that's a really good one. If you're very serious about buying a house, ask us, the lender, hey, I want a pre-approval by an underwriter so we can go that extra step.
Yes, that is amazing. The
Yeah.
pre-approvals, I mean, going through the underwriter when you were competing, is one of a winning strategy, I could say, because if your pre-approval has already been, it's called, how do you, it says TBD, right, on top?
Yeah.
Determine. Okay, so when you have a pre-approval that is STVD, we used to be winning offers just to just for them to know, the seller knowing there's no risk because they already went a step above and it's already been. I mean, the file is completely ready to go. We just need to find the property.
The
So
only thing you need is the appraisal, basically.
appraisal, yeah, and those were like extremely winning offers during the time that we were competing with a lot of offers that we used to have 10, 15 offers, right? I mean, those were really a golden nugget, right? That DVD. Now,
Mhm.
let me talk to you a little bit. We have Lisa saying hi. Lisa, thank you so much. Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
This is the situation with how to make an offer. We already said number one is pre-approval. Why? We need to know how much do you afford, right? We don't want to show you houses and $300,000 if you only qualify for 250. So we want to keep you within budget to make it real for you. Okay, so that's one. Second one, some sellers require the pre-approval letter in order for you to see the house physically. Not all of them, but the majority. I mean, they don't want to waste time. Now, third step, Yes. So the first thing that you need to do when you're going to present an offer is you need to decide how, kind of like how Anna said, right? You may qualify for 300,000, but maybe your monthly payment should stay at $2,000. I don't know, 1,800, including insurance and property taxes. So then you may not have to use, or maybe you shouldn't be using $300,000. Maybe you should be using 250,000. That way you can monthly payment be manageable. So remember, key here, I mean, for all our friends listening to, is what is gonna be my monthly payment. I think that's number one, that you need to talk to your lender about that, okay? We can guide you, but honestly, friends, I am not a lender expert, right? I'm a broker expert. So then I will be dealing with negotiation, contracts, and how to win an offer for you and find you the property. But once it is about numbers, right? What is my monthly payment? What is my down payment? What kind of loans? All of that, that's gonna be with the expert lender, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's say you're ready to present an offer. We found the home of your dreams. We're excited, right? So the first thing we do is present the offer, right? You tell me what it is that you want to offer. And also you need to, well, you're not going to give it immediately, but if your offer is accepted, you need to be ready with that money that Anna just mentioned. Anna mentioned you need to have some money, okay, just to begin the offer. Okay, what is that money? That is the escrow, okay, and the option money. The escrow is a small amount. We usually manage here in the area of Texas 1%, right? But it's not something, I mean, it's always negotiable. So for example, if the house is 250,000, then your escrow amount is probably 2,500, okay? Now, you can also say, I only have 1,000, I only have 1,500. I mean, you just have to be earnest, right? What is it, earnest? Keep you honest that you're serious, okay, about starting the process on buying this home. So that converts the contract legally, like it becomes legal and enforceable once you give the money. Then once you give the money for the escrow, you can do inspections, okay? So that's one. The other one is the $100 or the $10 per day. Now, all of this is negotiable. Some people ask for $5 or offer $5 per day, $7 per day. Some people, sellers will say, I won't give you 10 days. I mean, it's too long, right? I'm only going to give you 7 days. So that will be, let's say, 10 days, $10 per day. That will be 100. So you already have $2,500 for escrow and $100 for option. You need to have $2,600, okay? In order for this contract to go into title company and begin inspections.
Are all offers done in writing or are they done verbally?
Very important question, Anna. Thank you so much for asking that. All offers are usually done in writing. Why? We need to show to the seller that you're serious and that you do qualify. So we need to prove the income. Let's say if it is cash, you're gonna use a bank statement or a letter from the bank. If it is a lender, you're gonna use a pre-approval letter. Then we're gonna prepare that offer for you. You're gonna sign it, right? We're gonna present an offer in writing. We usually do not do, oral offers because sellers do not believe or don't want to engage in negotiations because we have not proved to them that you have the money. So you'll be wasting time because if someone else comes qualified and presents an offer in writing, who do you think he's gonna get into contract with? Obviously with the one who is improving their income, okay? So then always make an offer. Be serious about this, be respectful, right? And present an offer in writing with the proof of income, okay?
How long do sellers take to review offers and respond?
Well, we go by time is of the essence. Okay, it's very important. Time is of the essence is 24 hours within the Texas Real Estate Commission, right? Code. Now, some people send us a time request. For example, when they present the offer, they will say, I need to have an answer by today at 8 p.m., right? Because they're looking into another, property and they don't want to waste time. But usually we give sellers 24 hours. Not all sellers take 24 hours, right? Which is the next day. Some will answer probably the same day or the next day in the morning. They just need some time to review, some time to check that everything, is what they want. They run their numbers, then they tell us, okay? Now, what is the answer of a seller usually? The answer of a seller is 3 steps. One is to accept, one is to reject, and one is to counter offer. Okay, so accept, yay, you got it, right? We don't have to change anything, and the house is already, we just have to escrow. the contract, right? Rejection. Okay, if he rejects, that is the worst, I will say, because he's not telling you what he wants, right? I mean, so then that's not good. Counter offer is good because he's telling you this is what or the amount that I can feel comfortable selling this home. So it gives you a base, right? So then, for example, the house is $300,000, and but he tells you 275 is good, then you already know that if you can reach 275, you're gonna be able to get it. Okay, so then that will be accepting, rejection, or counter offer.
It is. Sometimes I get customers that tell me, "Can I submit several offers to different houses?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I mean, that is a question that we always get. I mean, usually, right? I think, I mean, there's no rule as per track. I mean, honestly, right, that it says that you cannot do that, right? But you kind of lose credibility in the eyes of a seller, right? When you're presenting, I mean, how is he going to know? They know because, I mean, your answers are going to be no, because if he doesn't give me what I want, I don't want it. I'm going to go with the other one, and I'm going to go with the other one. I think this business is based on trust and in respect. So I will say, if you're serious about this house, okay, just present one offer, terminate, I mean, negotiations, and go to the next home. That's what I will recommend my clients, right? If you're really serious. Now, if you have doubts, then don't present an offer, right? I go really by the book, and I don't like to waste time, and I don't like my client to waste time. So I usually, when I have those clients that want to present different offers, I usually recommend them no, not to do it, and I explain why. Now, can they do it? I mean, are they going to find someone out there that is going to do it for them? Yes, I'm pretty sure, right? It's not illegal, right? I mean, it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just that I think, in my experience, right, I think it's a little bit making everybody waste their time, right? Because he's telling you, hey, only if you give me what I want, then I get into a contract with you. No, and it should not be like that. It should be, I really like this home. I see myself living in this home. So I'm going to give it my best try. If I get it, I'm going to get it, right? If I don't get it, it's okay. We just go and find another one, right? I think it should be like that. I mean, because
Are you still seeing people offering more? Because I have seen a slowdown in the number of applications. So I don't know if the market is slowing down or you're still seeing a lot of competition.
the competition is still there. The only thing we've noticed is less competition. For example, we have a good house, right? That a lot of people want. So we used to sell it in 3 to 5 days. It was already in the contract. And we used to get 20 offers. I mean, 10, 15, 20 offers, all above asking price. And that was when the market was hot and the interest rates were low, right? Now what we're seeing is the prices are staying the same. So please don't get confused and think that because the interest rate went up, the prices of the home went down. That is not true, everybody. Listen, friends. No, the price is still the same price as how it was. You have less competition now because only the people that have enough money, good credit, blah, 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 in order to buy are the ones who can buy. It's not like before, right? I mean, a lot of people could buy a big house with less, let's say, less interest rate or a bigger loan. In this case, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a house that is very good with, instead of 10 offers, we're getting maybe 3 to 5 offers at the most. Okay. And how much money they're, I mean, offering above listing price is not how it used to, that we used to see 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. No, they're offering high, but they're not going to those numbers because their interest rate is high. They don't have a lot of money anymore. So then what we're seeing is maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000, maybe 5,000 above, right? And your competition is less because you're competing with 3 people and 5 people.
Okay.
Right? And the seller is staying a little longer in the market. For example, instead of a week, now probably 15 days, right? I mean, waiting to see, which is going to be the best.
Okay. What about contingencies? Are you is it still safe or better not to put contingencies on an offer?
I think so, because you're still competing with 3. I mean, 2 more can beat you, right? If they offer $500 more, or if they ask you to pay for title insurance policy. So you can still lose it for that. So yes, you can do contingencies. The only thing that we're not seeing anymore is when we used to tell. I mean, sometimes we used to use contingencies as not contingent to appraisal, for example, right? I mean, this offer is not contingent to appraisal because we were like 5, 10, 15, 20, right? 1,000 above. Now, the non-contingent to appraisal is not that common anymore. The only thing we're doing is basically make it an offer that they cannot refuse, kind of like the Godfather, right? I mean, whatever. So then it's basically a very attractive offer. That's what we're doing. A very attractive offer. That way they can choose me because you're still competing. You still need to have a winning strategy on this offer, right? In order to be you, but it's just not that as crazy where you were paying $20,000 above or competing with 10,000 people, right? I mean, not 10,000 people. I mean, 10 different offers. I mean, 10 different offers. But another question, Anna, I don't know if they ask you about this, but they ask me a lot. The prices. Is the prices now how they used to be? No, 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 no.
I
The
don't think
price,
they're gonna go down that much
no,
because once things go up, they stay
no.
up.
They
Like
stay
the
up.
materials.
Exactly.
Now we were increasing prices. Some houses 50%,
Mhm.
25%. The appreciation was really high. I think now we're gonna go back to historical levels, maybe 3, 5%.
Yes,
So
yes.
lower appreciation, but it's what the house values. I think it's gonna stay like that. I don't think it's gonna crash. There's no indication that it's gonna crash.
No, no, no. A lot of people ask us when is it this coming back? I'm waiting for the market to go back to how it was 2 years ago. We're
Mhm.
waiting for the crash and this and that. I mean, we don't see anything happening here, and we live in an area, everybody, that for somehow, because we have a lot of influx of money, from the border, we always keep the value of the property. There's always a lot of movement, a lot of relocation, a lot of people buying, selling. So we don't really see what you see in the whole nation. I mean, in the area. I mean, in here. I mean, it gets here, but it gets here like at the tail end, like it doesn't really hit you,
Yeah.
right? Not even with the recession, we didn't see that. I mean, there was always,
Knock on wood.
yeah, I know. So then you are,
I had a customer today tell me, like, when I was going over numbers with him, monthly payment and all that, he thought that the interest rate was very high. And I was explaining to him, today, just today, the interest rate increased twice. Like, we got two alerts. And it's just a matter, like, it just happens. On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is talking. So usually when the Federal Reserve talks, the interest rates go up. So Wednesday may not be a good day. But I was telling the customer, for sure, it's the highest interest rate I've seen in my career.
Mhm.
I'll tell you that much. And I've been doing this 12 years. So it's the highest interest rate I've seen in my career. And it's a shock because a little ago we were talking about interest rates in the twos. Now we're in the six. A lot of customers are in the six. So it's a shock. But I was telling the guy, he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait. And I told him, look, they're selling you the house right now at 274. If you decide to wait, that house may be worth 300,000 by the
Mhm.
time you decide to move forward. So I was telling him, you still qualify. So I told him, why don't you buy the house? You really love it. He loved the house. Why
Mhm.
don't you buy the house right now? You still qualify. And they're already forecasting that interest rates are gonna go down in about a year and a half to 2 years. So I'm like, whenever that happens, you can refinance maybe into a lower interest rate. Now, how low are they gonna be? We really don't know. They're just forecasts. But if
Exactly.
you Google it, like don't take my word for it, Google it. Are your interest rates expected to come
Mhm.
in 2 years? And more than likely they're gonna say yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
then I told the customer, by then you already have the house, you bought it at 275,
Mhm.
the price is not gonna go up, and you refinance into a lower rate. And he told me, I think that makes a lot of sense. One, we've been wanting a house for a long time, and we finally found the one. We qualify right now with that payment. So he's like, I think we'll move forward. So he's gonna talk to his wife and explain to her the situation. And that's what I would tell a customer. Should I submit an offer right now or should I wait? If you qualify right now, you really found something you like, secure it, and then look into options. What can I do? What can I cut in my budget? Can I don't know, l- go less to the movies, maybe get Netflix, or let's go out less, or whatever you can do to cut to still have money for the monthly payment, and then hopefully in the future refinance to a lower interest rate.
I completely agree. I mean, if you were to ask me about, as my point as a real estate broker, I mean, Anna is completely right. That's what I'm telling my clients because they keep asking me, should I wait? Should I buy all of this? I think you need to buy now because you're going to make money. I mean, your money, that investment or that property is going to go in, I mean, it's going to go higher in value. I just had an example that I mean, I think I'm so proud of that. A client of mine bought a property for $255,000, and this was an investment property in the beach. Okay, in the middle of the pandemic, I will say a year and a half ago, it was a cash offer. She bought a condo in the beach. Okay, so then she used it for a year and a half. Then they decided to sell it, right? So now that we put it in the market, we just closed it last month. She made $135,000 in 1 year and a half. So imagine, obviously, that is not a case of a homeowner, right? Because it is an investment property. She didn't do it with that intention. She thought that she was going to keep this property, but her daughter graduated. She needed some money to buy a house in Austin, right? So then she said, well, I'm going to sell this property. I'm not really using it much. And I'm going to grab this money and I'm going to put it into another house, right, in Austin. But I mean, can you imagine, Anna? $135,000 equity or profit, okay, that she kept, right, in a year and a half. So that's why what Anna is telling you, buy now. Don't worry about the interest rate. It is real. It is. I wish you will see what we see.
I wish we had done it.
Exactly. I wish I would have done it too, right? I mean, so then think about it. You're still renting. You're still going to do the math. You're still going to continue paying your rent, right, for another year and a half. So how much money you spend right there, okay? And you're still not a homeowner. And properties continue rising, right? And interest rates, I hope they come down. But then again, we don't have a magical, what is it, like la bolita mágica? We cannot see the future. We don't know what is going to happen with the market, and no one knows. We just project, right? Like we project. But I will tell you, invest in real estate now, for sure. Don't wait anymore.
The interest rates are high, but they're comparable to the interest rate in 2007 before the crash of the market. So we just need to adjust. They're still low interest rates. They're probably the lowest in the last 50 years. If you Google in mortgage rates in the last 100 years, and interest rate, they were like in the 15, 16, 17 interest rate, and people were still buying houses. So we just need to adjust our thinking and still say, like, this is a house for me, my family, we're still going to enjoy it, and it's going to be ours. We're not going to pay rent. It's an investment for us.
Anna, didn't you buy a home? I bought a home. I mean, in my interest rate back then, it was like 6 something. I don't know.
Yeah. I had 5.875.
Exactly. So I bought it at 6 point whatever, right? I don't even remember. I mean, and nothing happened, right? And that was back in 2008, 9.
I didn't question it because those were the rates.
So that's the way it was, right? So then why is it difficult now? Just because you knew that interest rates were lower, now you are adjusting to that. Now, we also notice a lot of people, and I don't know if I've had clients like that they're very upset with the market, right? Like they're waiting for the market to adjust to their needs. What do you think about that?
Cosita.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, I feel bad. I mean, I know that you're upset about this and you're waiting for, to work your way. But unfortunately, I mean, it's not.
It's not going to stop for us. Even for me as a loan officer, sometimes we buy homes like as loan officers or co-workers, and they're like, can you do my loan? And I check and like, you get the same deal.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. But if it's still a sound investment, if you still see yourself in the house, if you're paying rent, then you're still paying 100% interest because all that money goes to your landlord. So it's still a good investment. Mm-hmm.
You hear that, friends? 100% interest. Forget the 6, forget the 5.75 and all of those. You're paying 100% interest rates. That's true. And you're not keeping anything. And you're just helping your landlord to keep his property. To pay his property.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So make sure your offer is strong and do it as soon as you can.
Yes. Act fast, friends. If you're listening to this and you're still thinking about it and you're not sure this and that,
If you were waiting for a sign, this is your sign.
The sign, act fast, act now. I mean, make equity. I mean, buy, invest in real estate. It is now, right? And of course, you have less competition. I mean, one good thing is you don't have a lot of competition. You still do, but not as a lot like we used to.
Make sure it gives you peace. It's a big investment. So listen to what we have to say, do your research, and then make sure in your head it makes sense. It gives you peace. It's something for you, your family. It's the American dream to own a home. So hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, sooner than later. So then we're in step 8, make an offer. I mean, we have 13 steps to go. And we'll see you next Monday. But if you have any other topics that you want us to talk about, please send us a message and we'll discuss those topics. Thank you so much for being with us, everybody, and see you next. Thank you, Anna, for being with us.
Ladies.
Okay, so bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay.